Hi, welcome back. Um, Today I'm going to show you how to make salmon with caper citrus linguine. And this is one of my best friend's favorite ways that I cook any kind of pasta. But it's really easy, has very few ingredients, and I always find that less ingredients, sometimes the better the recipe is. But I started off by boiling water. It's just 5 quarts pot with half full of water. I put some salt and a little bit of oil in there so that the noodles don't stick. And you do this cook your noodles however you like, but these are just thin spaghetti actually, but I like linguine, either one. But I'd use about half of the noodles, and I always break them in half because it makes it just easier to handle. You just throw them in there. You don't have to use the whole box. Just depends on how much you're making, how many servings. This does about two to 2.5 servings. Then, while that's cooking, make sure it doesn't stick, kind of stir it around. I'm going to cook the salmon. And the salmon is the tail piece. I don't eat salmon, but I've been told that the salmon, the best part of it is the tail end. And so I just bought this about a pound fillet of salmon, and I think it's Chinook. But you just cut it into portions of however you feel it someone's going to eat it. And I usually this tail piece makes about 3 portions. But anyway, you turn it over and you make it real tight like that. You kind of bend it up. You get a real sharp knife and you score the skin, but you got to be careful, don't go all the way through the meat. But this helps it cook, and plus it makes this real crispy. I better turn that down some. And you do that to each pieces. And also you got to heat up the pan. I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon. Just kind of swirl it in there, and it's got to get real hot. Otherwise, when you put the salmon on there, it's going to stick, and then it's going to pull all your skin off, and it's going to be a disaster. But you just pinch the salmon like that, and you score the skin. No one wants to hear you, mister. You do that to all the pieces of salmon that you're going to be cooking. All right. And you just salt and pepper it. You don't put anything else on it. Wash my hands. Make sure that oil's getting good and portioned right. Check on the noodles. Now these noodles, since they're little, they cook fast, so you got to watch it, because nobody likes mushy pasta. All right, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper on each one. You also get the back side. And kind of put your hand over that. It feels kind of warm. I hate to always put this on there and test it, because sometimes when it's not hot enough, the skin will stick. We're going to try this little skinny piece here. Sizzling good, so that's a good sign. All right, and you set the timer for 3 minutes. And it's on about medium high, about just a little bit of a medium high. Forgot my spatula. Let's check these noodles. And I won't bore you. I'm going to cut this tape off until it's been 4 minutes, and then I'll cut it back on. Do, 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 do. 10 more seconds. Oh, gotta check the noodles. Make sure they're not overcooking. Nah, they look good. I've been cooking so long I can kind of just look at it and tell when it's done. But everybody, oh gosh, almost used a metal spatula in my non-stick. Okay, let's see how this bad boy looks. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Turn the other ones over. I'm not the most graceful salmon flipper in the world. All right, and then you set the timer again for this piece right here is a little thick, so I would set that one for 4, but the other 3 is fine. Another 3 minutes. And let's check these noodles. They're looking like they might be might be ready. Let's taste it. Yep, they're done. Turn the heat off. Now this is a trick I'm going to show you. It's the best way to strain any kind of pasta. You get a colander, and you just stick it on top, and then you dip it in, and you pour it out. Now, I can't have the camera follow me there. I'm the only one in here, so otherwise I'd show you this. But you just hold the colander right even with it, and you tip it all out, and look at this. All the water's gone, and your pasta's not in the sink. And I take it off the heat, and I just make sure that I put a little bit of butter on it so that the pasta doesn't stick together when it's cooling a little. Just take a tablespoon, about a tablespoon of butter. Throw it in there. Stir it around. And this is what's really great about this recipe is it's not heavy. It's a real light meal. And you can put salt and pepper on your pasta, but I think that the lemon juice and the capers really give it enough flavor. You don't need to put anything else. Although I do put a little bit of garlic powder on it. God, I'm dropping everything. Okay. Just sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder. Probably about a half a teaspoon. All right, sounds like the timer's going to go off for the salmon. And all you do is you take a lemon, cut it in half. This is a little tiny lemon. This is almost like the size of a lime, but anyway, it takes one lemon's juice amount. It's usually about a tablespoon of lemon juice is what it comes out to be if you're going to measure it. Then you take, this is 3.5 ounces of capers, and I've already used half of it, but I drain about all the water except just maybe a tablespoon of the juice. All right, hold on, let me get the salmon off. Okay, you definitely know, let's see, yeah, these two are done. You just take them off and let them rest on a plate. I'm going to let that bigger piece go just another minute. All right, now that we've drained it and there's only about a tablespoon of the liquid left, I just dump all the capers in there. That half of a jar of 3.5 ounces. And just stir it all together. And that is it. And then put it on a little pretty plate. Just mound the noodles in the middle. About that many for one serving. Take a piece of salmon. Lay it on top. Look at how pretty that is. And there you have it. Enjoy.